to bylo na tebe, Roberte.
Za volantem nového Audi A5 je každá cesta nezapomenutelná. První dojem jedinečný. A zážitky předčí všechna očekávání. To je Audi. Zcela nové Audi A5.
Kästle, fast as ever.
Skipasy do špindlu získáš z pohodlí domova, bez front a za nejnižší možnou cenu jen na www.gopass.travel.
Precizní v každé zatáčce. To je Audi. Audi. Náskok díky technice.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, again from Spindlerhoef-Mlien. Today is the second race day of the Kästle European Cup. This event is a part of the European Week of Skiing here in Spindlerhoef-Mlien, which goes on all week. We had slalom number 1 of the European Cup yesterday. We had also a charity race then in the afternoon, and we continue tomorrow with a public race and then 2 FIS races on Thursday and Friday. Today it is the 8th slalom of the season on the European Cup circuit, and that means that after today only one more slalom is left to the end of the season, and it is very important for the athletes to score points in the European Cup, because top 3 of the slalom ranking in the end of the season become their own spots for next season in the World Cup. So all the girls from the top 15s are aiming for a World Cup in next season, and they then don't have to wait if they get nominated by their own national ski association, because when you are finishing top 3 in the rankings in the event concerned, you can get spot on your name for the next season. We have again really excellent conditions. It's even colder than yesterday, and here we go to the presentation of the first bibs. Today we have started with number 1, Elian Christen, then it was Anu Brendley with number 2, number 3, Charlotte Link, here we have number 4, Aline Daniot, Marion Chevrier, number 5, the winner of yesterday's race, Selina Haller from Italy, number 6, Marta Rossetti, number 7, yesterday finished in 3rd place, number 8, Lila Lapagna from Slovenia, number 9, Elena Stoffel, Switzerland, number 10, Lisa Hörhager from Austria, number 11, Aline Höppli, another girl from Switzerland, number 12, Natalie Falch, number 13, Martina Dubovská from Czechia, excellent 2nd place yesterday, number 14, Selina Egloff, and number 15, Moa Oström-Musener from Sweden. And the other Czech girls, Celine Somerová, Klára Gašparíková, Linda Trejbalová, number 69. So, we are ready to start with 4 runners on course. I may welcome here again my colleague Tanya Tobolka.
Good morning.
Tanya, what do you think about the course setting of the first run today?
I think today it will be more difficult, especially there will be longer times. There are some rhythm changes on the steep part, and there is banana gate straight to the hairpin. So I think that will be an important spot for the girls right before the flat to gain some speed and hopefully finish. So yeah, definitely like more difficult today.
Definitely agree. The course setter of today's first run was Austrian coach Michael Rahm, and he really used his creativity to set up this first run with 60 gates, 59 turns. That's the same as yesterday's first run, but really more technical challenges in this run. So here we see technical data of this race, pretty much the same as yesterday. Cold winter paradise today in Spindleruf Mlýn. Clear sky for the first run, the whole course still in the shadow. Then we are expecting at least half of the course in sunshine for the second run. Once again, the start list of the first run. Top 7 are the top 7 best athletes from the European Cup ranking. Martina Dubovská, with her result of yesterday, second place, moved her into top 15. Yesterday we saw her with number 16, today drawn number 13. We go up to number 30 according to European Cup slalom rankings, and then from 31 on it's the FIS points and world ranking all the way until start number 72. 72 athletes today. One less than yesterday. Nika Tomšič from Slovenia not starting. Now on the next page we will see the other Czech girls, both sisters Elise and Celine Somerová, and then Klára Gašparíková from Spindleruf Mlýn, Linda Trejbalová, of course, also here, all of them members of the Czech national team. We are at start, everything seems to be ready, and in a few seconds this second slalom in Spindleruf Mlýn will start.
So in the start gate we have bib number 1, Eliane Christian from Switzerland, 26-year-old who ended up 4th yesterday, which is a really good result.
Yes, she was actually in the lead after the first run, but then she dropped a little bit down to 4th position, and we will see how the girls manage this little more difficult course setting here on Černá sjezdovka in Spindleruf Mlýn.
And Eliane is starting off.
So, right after start, 3 gates, 4, and here very small hairpin, very narrow, and then rhythmical section, a little more turny than yesterday. Eliane Christian, very nice and early in every turn, getting a nice rhythm. Now going out of the steep, and here is what Tanya was talking about. Long turn, immediately a hairpin, and this is the long flat part. Little less speed for the girls today because of the turny gates on the entrance to the flat. And now we come to the last pitch, second intermediate, 39.82, and as you see all the way to the finish, turny gates, even the last 3 of them turning down to the finish. And 52.49 is the first time of today's race. And it's about 4 seconds more than yesterday, so it really turns a bit more and demands more engagement of the athletes.
Bib number 2, Anouk Brandley from Switzerland as well. Unfortunately did not finish yesterday, and was there a little bit mistake today as well?
Struggling on the steep turny section on the top. Now little carefully after the problem up there. And this tricky gate combination, banana gate and hairpin, is not making bigger problems because the girls are not coming that fast as we've seen yesterday. Anouk Brandley, 3-4 gates to go, nice and smooth, but you see 2 seconds behind her team colleague. Mainly a big mistake.
Bib number 3, Charlotte Ling from Liechtenstein, ended up 13th yesterday, which I think is a really good position. Started off really...
Aggressive skiing from her, but then she straddled. She was a little too early in that turn. It's always moving on the limit because you definitely want to be early in every turn. Try to keep the high line, but this was again just 1-2 centimeters too early.
Bib number 4, Aline Daniel from Switzerland, was yesterday unfortunately DNF, but started off really strongly, really nice and early.
Yeah, Aline Daniel, already the 3rd Swiss amongst 4 first bibs, but not even Aline Daniel is able to keep the pace of Eliane Christen, who was skiing really strong on the upper section. Let's see on the 2nd intermediate. Yeah, she was able to reduce the margin by a few hundredths of a second. These last gates also very turny today. Aline Daniel goes into 2nd position, but more than 1 second behind Eliane Christen. Christen in the lead. Again, very strong first run, like we saw already yesterday.
Bib number 5, Marion Chevrier from France, who won yesterday.
So she kept her yellow leader bib, the leader of slalom rankings in European Cup, winner of 2 last slaloms, yes, as you said, Tanya, here yesterday, and also in Zell am See, the last slalom before Kästle Evropský. And Marion Chevrier confirms her form, confirms her perfect skiing currently, 2/10 ahead of Eliane Christen. Nice, very solid standing on her skis, more than a second ahead already now, very fast in the flat, very close to the gates, short pressure into the ski. This is perfect skiing. Marion Chevrier, she takes the lead by almost a second. 9-2 in front of Eliane Christen, and Marion Chevrier really looks like the leader of the European Cup at the moment.
Bib number 6, Selina Hauer from Italy, who DNF'd yesterday, but...
Yes, we saw her yesterday really going on the limit on the 2nd run, risking everything. Today, maybe a little more careful in the first gates, trying to be nice in rhythm. And now going into the flat, she really has to push a little bit more, but just 3-1 behind Marion Chevrier, that's a good intermediate time for Selina Haller. On the flat part, still aiming for the second spot with this margin behind, 7/10. Last hairpin before the finish. Selina Haller finishes currently in third position. Marion Chevrier still in the first place. Eliane Friston second. Selina Haller fourth, ahead of Alinda Niot and Anouk Brandley.
Bib number 7, Marta Rossetti from Italy, 25-year-old female who ended up third yesterday.
A little late in these few gates. Again, as we have seen yesterday, hairpin immediately after start, little more narrow today. Not easy to find rhythm for the girls into the steep section, but Marta Rossetti very fast today. Can she keep the pace also in the flat? We will see it shortly on the second intermediate. A little bit behind. Marion Chevrier was really excellent, especially in the flat part. Marta Rossetti now going to the finish. And she just 200ths of a second slower than Marion Chevrier, and Marta Rossetti currently into second position. Very good run, especially on the steeper sections. Marion Chevrier still making the most of her time in the flat section.
Lila Lapagna from Slovenia is on the course, who was 10th yesterday.
Lila Lapagna switched her nationality from USA to Slovenia a few seasons ago. Now also her very strong on the first part. Excellent intermediate time. Now she has to push hard through the flat section, try to find shorter line. Second intermediate, 0.38 plus. Looking a little bit tired in the last gates. It's really demanding this hill, this slalom today here. And Lila Lapagna currently in third position, 0.63 behind Marion Chevrier.
Bib number 9, another Swiss girl, Elina Stoffel, who DNF'd in the last slalom, a little late on the top, but
the Swiss girls, a very strong team here in European Cup. We can see 5 of them in the top 15. This is Elena Stoffel, now in the flat section after the mistakes in the top, of course, with a little bit margin, 0.6 of a second, but nice skiing in flat. Calm upper body, quick movements with her feet. Now we can see her also from the finish area, last few turns, hairpin, and good line into last 3 gates. Elena Stoffel currently in 6th position, 1.38 behind the leader. It still is Marion Chevrier from France. Here she is, trying to keep warm, because here down in Spindlerhof-Mlien, no sunshine, clear sky, but still in the shadow, very cold, -7 degrees.
here we have top 8 girls from today.
9 started, 8 came to the finish, just 1 DNF. That was Charlotte Link from Liechtenstein. We have a short interruption of the race. Some adjustments on the starting gate has to be made.
On the start we have Lisa Horhager from Austria, 23 years old, ended up 9th yesterday.
And it was her coach, Michael Ram, who was setting the first run today. So I guess the Austrian team have practiced this in the training, these rhythm changes, these tricky gate combinations, banana gate into hairpin. Those are figures that you really can practice in slalom more than in every other event. You can focus in training in some special gate combinations that you can use then in the race as an advantage. Marion Chevrier with the yellow leader bib of the European Cup standings in slalom. This is another Austrian girl at start, preparing. The starting area is in the middle of section we call Big Hang. It's a big steep section here in Kästle Evropský. On this black slope. In the past 3 times World Cup races have been organized here. Last time in the season 2022 and 2023, 2 slaloms on the same slope like we are racing now. 2019 we had giant slalom and slalom. Giant slalom, of course, starting all the way up, some 200 vertical meters higher than the slalom. Looks like everything is ready again, and we can continue with start number 10.
Number 10. Ready? Go.
Lisa is on the course.
23-year-old Austrian. No problems on the first hairpin, finding herself right in the middle of the steepest section. Keep the pressure in the skis short as possible, pointing ski tips down the hill. First intermediate time, 64 hundredths behind Marion Chevrier.
Here she goes on the flat part, where Marianne was the fastest.
Lisa Herhager looking maybe a little too defensive on the flat. Flat, there's the section where you really have to push hard as you can. Now, a few more turny gates. Lisa Herhager in the finish, 7th position currently, and 1 second from 7-8. And the leading time, Marion Chevrier.
Here we have another Swiss girl, Aline Hupley, only 23 years old, ended up 5th yesterday.
Aline Hupley with high line early in every turn. But here, nice intermediate, 0.35 hundredths. Also her not pushing that hard as we saw on Marion Chevrier. She really let the skis run in the flat, but Aline Hupley also very fast, +2.3 only. This is still attack on the provisional podium maybe. Aline Hupley going into the finish. Yeah, 3rd position, just 17 hundredths of a second.
Very nice run. Whip number 12, Natalie Fauch from Austria, only 21 years old, DNF yesterday.
Make it better than yesterday. Also her wants to score some big points on the European Cup Tour. I said before, this is the last slalom before the finals that take place in March. Falch, a little delay in the first intermediate time, 1 second, 25 hundredths on the flat. A little lower with the position, trying to accelerate. Now she got late. Now she is a little bit in trouble. It's not so smooth in the turns. Again, a little bit too late. Currently in 10th position, ahead of Amit Brendley, 11th at the moment.
Martina Dubovská with number 15, who was second yesterday.
Fingers crossed for Martina Dubovská from Czechia, now in the steep section. Also her struggling a little bit to find the rhythm through the difficult early section. Now coming to the first intermediate times with a little late. Now she can get back into the correct line through the banana gate, and now in the flat, her very strong section. Here you see how nice and smooth the skis are going. What can she make up with the time until the second intermediate? Just 47 hundredths behind. Still 10 gates to go. Nice and early time. Oh, almost straddled. That was on the limit, but she is still in the course. 2 gates to go. Martina Dubovská goes into 5th position.
That's still pretty good.
8/10 of a second behind the current leader, Marion Chevrier. Marta Rossetti second, Aline Höppli third, Lila Lapagna fourth, and Martina Dubovská position. Here you see it's really close to the gate,
But nice save.
hanging.
With number 14, Selina Egloff from Switzerland. 23 years old, ended up 8th in the last slalom.
Working hard on the steep. Also her little late in those turny gates, and there she goes out. That's a tricky combination. Banana gate and immediately very narrow hairpin, and that was the end of the mission for Selina Egloff today. It was the second girl who was out of the race.
With number 15, Moa Boström-Musner from Sweden is on the course. Ended up 18th yesterday in yesterday's slaloms. Started off very early and strong, going into the banana gate straight to the hairpin.
Just managed to stay in the course. Boström-Musner 1 second behind in the first intermediate, coming now to the second split time, 1:76. So here maybe looking a little tired. Just all the way to the finish, 2:30. Currently 11th position. Young Swedish woman.
11th place so far. And now, from Sweden, Elsa Thunberg.
We have the top 15 in the finish. Marion Chevrier, yesterday's winner, again today in the lead. Marta Rossetti, Aline Höppli, Lila Lapagna, Martina Dubovská from Czechia in 5th position. Selina Egloff and Charlie Telon. Link didn't finish the first round.
Precizní v každé zatáčce. To je Audi. Audi. Náskok díky technice.
And I could pretend that my friends would come over.
Kästle, fast as ever.
Skipasy do špindlu získáš z pohodlí domova, bez front a za nejnižší možnou cenu jen na www.gopass.travel.
Elsa Fernbeck from Sweden is on the course with number 16. 26 years old, ended up 21st in the straight slalom. Very nice and early on the top.
Yeah, after this hairpin in the middle of the steep, maybe a little longer on the edges. Careful through this gate combination, banana gate, hairpin, another hairpin. Now this little roller on the flat. On the flat you really have to stay very clean on the edges, try to build up the speed.
1 second, 0.28 behind Marion.
Hairpin.
Few turning gates to the finish.
Elsa Fernbeck into 9th position, going 1.78 seconds behind Marion Chevrier. Really the differences between the racers were bigger than yesterday, more technical and more difficult first run.
Yes, exactly. And with number 17, Leonin Reich is on the course from Austria. Only 19 years old, ended up 7th in the straight slalom.
Also on skis, skipping out a little bit in every turn, but staying nice in the line, going into the flat now.
A very nice second intermediate time.
Perfect flat section.
Very aggressive run.
And Leonie Reich into the finish. 5th position. 0.75 hundredths of a second.
Very good.
Yeah, just 5 hundredths of a second ahead of Martina Boska, which is now in 6th place.
Bib number 18, Moa Wanström from Sweden is on the course. Only 19 years old as well, ended up 16th, had a little bit of a trouble on the steep part, but managed to stay in the course.
A little wider on her skis, really fighting hard on every turn. Desperately waiting to get into the flat where she can get back to the rhythm. Here she is. Now it looks everything fine again for her. Intermediate time 1 second, 0.24, and on the last section before the finish again a little bit of a struggle for the Swedish girl Moa Landström, and she is in the finish in the 13th position, 2 seconds and 1/4 behind the leader. Marion Chevrier still first, Sarosat second, Aline Höppli third.
Bib 19, Francesca Caroli from Italy. 20 years old, ended up 12th yesterday.
Excellent range of movements, nice angles on the steep. Very close to the gate, sometimes she hanging a little bit with her inside foot at the gate, but the high and early line for good intermediate time, 66 hundredths of a second of
I would
delay.
say very aggressive run, fast on the flat.
Still keeping the margin under 1 second. As you said, Taina, aggressive skiing from the Italian girl. Risking everything all the way down to the finish, and here she goes in 8th position, not 100 seconds of difference behind the leading time. Chevrier with this time of 51.56. Pass.
With Ronnie, Laura Steinmar from Italy, 24 years old, did not finish yesterday, so hoping for a better result today. Started off very nice and strong.
Wider line, not so close to the gate, taking longer pressure into the skis, and beginning of the flat, still managed to go through the first of two hairpins there. Late and skis in the right direction.
Bib number 21, Zita Toth from Hungary, is on the course. 22 years old, and she had 17th position yesterday. Nice range of motions on the steep part, trying to be close to the gates. One second point 74 in the intermediate time.
Going through the flat part into the second intermediate, and almost out. She managed to stay in the course, but that was really a big mistake. She almost was standing there. Another mistake here. At least she can finish this first run. Only at 18th position, more than 4 seconds out of the best time. Zita Toth, after big problems on the last ditch. Here we see it once again. Kicked out tails of her skis, and she had to restart her run again.
Bib number 22, Ronnie Rehm from Germany, is on the course. 28-year-old who ended up 6th in yesterday's slalom.
Ronnie Rehm, very good intermediate time, and also here very nice in the flat section, very nice movements with her ankles, quick in her feet, under second of margin. That is
as
very
aggressive as
strong
possible.
skiing. Trying to stay very clean also in the turny gates, and Ronnie Rehm exits into the
Very
7th
good run.
position. Still a little bit angry, but that was a good run. It was a good one for Ronnie Rehm.
Another Swiss girl, Bib 24, Emily Kloppenstein from Switzerland. 22 years old, ended up 25th in yesterday's slalom. Very close to the gates on the steep part.
Hairpin now in the middle of the steep, also not an easy one. Bit late entering the flat, but keeping the speed. Now is back in the rhythm here. Behind this roller, another rhythm change, two gates closer to each other. Emily Klopfenstein with a little mistake in the same place as Zita Toth before her. Definitely cost some time, and she's currently in 12th position, 1.74 behind the leading time.
Bib number 25, Giulia Valeriani from Italy, is on the course. Just 20 years old, who didn't finish unfortunately yesterday, so hoping for a better result today. Little mistake on the steep part.
Yeah, she was a little far away from that blue gate, but have to cost that much time in the steep. Let's see what the first intermediate says. Oh, that will cost some time indeed. 1.68 behind. Julia Valeriani on the last section of the course, was a little hanging with her right foot at the gate, and now coming into the finish line with plus 3.59 of a second, currently 20th position.
Bib number 26, Nina Astner from Austria, is on the course. 24 years old, had a really good run yesterday, ended up 14th.
Trying to be aggressive also on the steep. Now, last two gates before the hairpin, a little late, but back in the rhythm now. Powerful skiing from Nina Astner. This is the combination that her coach made special for the Austrians today. And Nina Astner going into the flat. Also her with rather narrow stand on the skis. Looks good for Nina. Bit number 26. Can she make it up to top 15? Yes, 12. In the current standings, 1.54 behind.
Nice run. Bib number 27, Mariel Kupas from Norway is on the course. Didn't finish yesterday.
The first Norwegian to start today. Her teammate Andrin Marstel did not start today, so Mariel Kupas, the first one to go from this team. She finds herself in quite a big trouble out of the steep section, but through the delayed gate she had a little more space to find her way back to correct line, and now in the flat it looks better again for her. Of course, missing a little bit of the speed from the top. Now more than 2 seconds behind, and another problems. Always a little late, fighting with the line. Now Kufos takes it to the finish in 21st position.
4.57, 21st position for the first round of today's slalom.
Ambra Pomare from Italy, bib number 28, only 20 years old, who didn't finish yesterday.
Ambra Pomare in the steep. We see some small ruts developing in the course, but still the hill is very hard, very icy. Pomare going into the flat. Two seconds behind on the second intermediate time. And these turny gates, here she needs some good technique, some nice and smooth skiing. Almost leaned in 3 gates before the finish, and she's 20th position with 2 seconds, 0.6 tenths of a second behind.
Another French girl, bib 29, Laurine Lugon-Molin, 23 years old, who didn't finish yesterday.
This is very tough start into the race. No easy gates after start to find the rhythm. Immediately steep, immediately turny.
Nice steep part coming off from that hairpin.
Laurine Lugon-Molin in intermediate, 5 seconds behind. Not so perfectly clean on the flat. 2.40. Now she needs to make some good turns before the finish. Try to stay smooth, no drifting if possible, and here she comes to the finish line.
In third position, 3 seconds behind Marion Chevrier. Bib number 30, Alice Pazzalia from Italy, 22 years old, had a really nice race yesterday, ended up 11th.
So this excellent result from yesterday moved her up with the starting bib, because yesterday we saw her still with bib over 40. Today she has enough European Cup points to be in top 30. So better chances for her today. Looks like she likes this slope. And now in the first intermediate, 1.21. But attacking on the flat, very clean, very
Aggressive.
active again.
Yes.
These tourniquets before the finish, more difficult than yesterday, demanding more endurance and more power from the girls. Alice Passaglia goes into 16th position. So after first 30 athletes of today's race, we have still Marion Chevrier in the lead, Marta Rossetti just 200ths of a second in second place, Aline Höppli third, 1700. So very close together, the top 3 athletes. Then Lila Lapagna in 4th, Leonie Reich 5th, and Martina Rubovská in 6th position. We have 9 girls with less than 1 second behind the leading time of Marion Chevrier.
Precizní v každé zatáčce. To je Audi. Audi. Náskok díky technice.
Kästle, fast as ever.
Skipasy do Špindlu získáš z pohodlí domova, bez front a za nejnižší možnou cenu jen na www.gopas.travel.
Dva závody tohoto velmi zajímavého šampionátu, nebo tady podniku seriálu. Po 23 letech se sem do Špindlu vrátil tento závod, takže velká sláva pro všechny evropské týmu lyžování ve Špindlu. 23 jízda s násobným číslem 31 už je v tuto chvíli v akci v prvním kole, které postavil Michaela a má 60
Bell now coming to second intermediate. 2 seconds, 27 hundredths behind the leader. And into the finish. 2 seconds, 79 behind the leading time. Karla Miares-Ruf from Andorra, next one to go. Oh, sitting very far back on the tails of her skis, right on the top of the course. Now she needs to find the rhythm back to correct race line. Another problems, again a little late. Now she's missing a little bit of the speed into the flat section, but she has to try to make the best of the run now. No more mistakes allowed for Karla Miares-Ruf. Few more turny gates and last combination, this hairpin. Wild run from Andorran girl, and she's finished in the 7th position, 3 seconds, 91 hundredths. And the leading time of Marion Chevrier. Charlotte Grandinger, very young German racer, still in the category under 18, born 2007. She finished 28th in yesterday's race, scored 3 European Cup points. It's her first season on the European Cup circuit. And she goes into the finish, into 26th position, 3.5 seconds delay. Best time. Annabelle Jala from France, 21 years old, but she crashed. She's out of the race. So she's back on her feet. That is important. No injury. Let's see what exactly happened in the steep. She lost her ski. That's bad luck. Oh, and she hit one of the next gates with her back. Hopefully no injuries for the French woman. Didn't finish yesterday in the second run, didn't finish today in the first run. We have number 35, Maja Varošić from Austria on course, and with me here, Martina Dubovská. Thank you, Martina, for coming. Welcome here.
Hello.
Martina, what did you say? What do you say about the course setting in the first run? To me, it looked a little tricky, a little creative, I would say. What is your opinion?
Yes, I think it's the right opinion. It was a little tricky, and it wasn't like the same rhythm all the time. So, and I didn't have such a good rhythm also from beginning, and then also I had like 2 small mistakes. So. Yeah, it was from my side, it was not so perfect run, and I'm a little bit behind the girls, so second run I need to do something much better.
Yesterday you told me that the reserve, the place to be better after first one was entering the flat. What would you say today? What is your plan? Which part of the course you want to do better than in the first one?
Of course, this from the pitch to the flat is important because you gain the speed to the flat part, but also like this last smaller pitch to the finish is important to still continue with the speed. So I think nothing is lost, but I have to think about some good run and do it.
Thank you, Martina. Of course, you are still in 6th position, which is very good result in the European Cup Slalom. So we keep fingers crossed for 2nd run and wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sophie Mathieu was in the finish, and now bib number 37, Julia Flatscher from Austria on course to the 2nd intermediate time. Not a bad time at all, 2 seconds behind, but struggling a little bit, maybe also her a little tired. Really demanding this first run of today's race. Still 23rd position. Good chances to stay in top 30 for the 2nd run, which would definitely be the goal for this 24-year-old Austrian girl. Astrid Hedin from Sweden. Oh, and here she goes down the black slope in not a very comfortable position. Let's see. Hedin. She straddled in the middle of the steep in that hairpin. She's just 17 years old. She actually won the U-under-18 category in yesterday's race, which is also awarded in every European Cup race. Today, luckily without injury, but she didn't finish. 39, Esther Nordberg from Sweden. You see, these girls are really having hard times in these first gates. This hairpin, this very narrow hairpin right after the start, making big problems, and also this Swedish girl goes out of the race in today's first run. Sitting a little bit too far in the back and not able to manage that turny gate. Valentina Frutscheler from Austria. Yesterday she didn't finish in the 2nd run. Today aiming for some possible European Cup points. Of course, goal of every girl with this kind of bib around 40, 50. Main goal is to be in top 30 after first run and then attack in the 2nd run with perfect conditions. Today, also for higher bibs, still the course in very good shape, but it's not the same like when you start with number 1 or number 5. Still some ruts, some little lines are there.
No, v tuto chvíli se chystá na startovní číslo 41, včera 26. nejlepší slalomovačka Kästle Evropského Cupu ve Špindlu, pan Rossel, belgická závodnice.
The race goes on with number 41, Kim van Roysel, and I have next guest here with me. It's Lila Lapanja from Slovenia. Welcome here. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
I would like to ask you, what do you think about the course today? The first run was not so easy to me. What do you think?
No, it was definitely not easy. It was a more technical course set with a little bit of tactical flair, I would say. And this, I mean, but I knew the snow was good, and it definitely required a lot of energy from me and my legs.
And what do you think about the hill itself? Do you think the slope itself is difficult or rather easy one when you compare in Europa Cup to the other slopes?
You know, every course is special in its own way. I like this slope a lot. I think the starting on the pitch is amazing. And yeah, it might seem easy visually with having the flat section and a really mellow slope into the finish, but this is just equally as hard as other courses. I mean, I never look at a course or a slope and say, oh, this is easy, because then I know I'm in trouble, because skiing is always challenging and you have to put a lot of energy into it to make it look easy or feel easy. So I love the course here in Spindluvlin.
Okay, and what is your plan for second run? Which part of the course you think you can improve for the second run? Is it the first steep or the flat or the last pitch?
I definitely think improving my flats will be the key for me second run. Just putting a little bit more energy into my skis in the flats and then down on this final pitch going into the finish while also maintaining a good attitude on the upper section.
Okay, thank you very much. So we wish you all the best for the second run.
Thank you. Thank you. Dziękuję.
So we go on with the race with number 44 on course. We have seen some girls going out, didn't finish. Now with 44, Statum Bieler from Italy, and so she is having some rather big problems in the steep. Hopefully she can stay in the course. Now already in the flat, so the most difficult part looks to be behind her, and she has the last pitch, of course, ahead of her to master, and 2.35 behind on the second intermediate time. And also our guest said it's really demanding today, also physically for the legs. Bieler in 26th position currently.
Bib number 45, Fea Buff, is from Switzerland, is on the course. 21 years old, had a really good result yesterday, but unfortunately did not finish today.
See, and you stay a little bit on tails of your skis a little longer. That's really big trouble on this steep section.
Bib number 46, Noah Skolos from Israel, is on the course. Noah is 22 years old and ended up 21st yesterday.
A little bit more careful on the steep. Try to master the difficult section, and now into the flat she will try to build up some speed. 1.38, that's quite good intermediate time for Noah. Still keeping it under 2 seconds. A little late in these gates. Last hairpin before the finish. And Noah Solos finishes the first run on 24th position.
Bib number 47, Catherine Stock from Austria, is on the course. She's only 19 years old. trying to be as close to the gates as possible, and unfortunately she's out.
Yes, I agree with you. She tried to be as close, and this was just a little bit too much, too close with this turn on the blue gate. Another straddle and another DNF of today's first run. So far, we had 9 girls who didn't finish in the first run.
With number 48, Léonie Caros from France is on the course, who is also very young, only 20 years old. And unfortunately, she's out too.
Again, sitting on the back. Sitting on the tails of her skis, and then she just shoots out of the turn. Not a lucky trip to Kästle Evropský for Léonie Caros. Was out yesterday, out also today.
With number 49, Aline Lipp from Germany, who was 27th yesterday.
This is better skiing. This is more aggressive, no respect from the hill. Pushing also in the steep, trying to attack. That's the good recipe to me. Don't be defensive, try to attack even if it's steep and turny.
Nice intermediate time, trying to be as aggressive on the flat part. Just under 2 seconds.
So let's see if she can keep her aggression and attacking style into the finish. Yes, it's currently 28th position. She's happy with that.
She looks happy, yes.
Top 30, okay. Of course, another
with number
3 girls to go.
With number 50 from Sweden, Liv Sater, is unfortunately out.
And here she is, angry, going out. Very angry indeed. Let's see if we can see again what was the problem. And it was a straddle entering the hairpin. Of course, that is the gate where you really want to be early, start the turn as early as possible, and again 1 or 2 centimeters on the wrong side.
With number 51, another French girl, Marion Ollier. She ended up 34th yesterday.
So no points for her yesterday. Can she make it better today? Can
a little late.
Come to top 30? There's a very big rhythm change in the flat. 2 gates suddenly 2 meters closer than the other ones.
Nice intermediate time, 1.59. That's
a good intermediate for Ollier, and in the finish, 19th position.
Very good.
That looks good with points today. Of course, second run ahead of her, but even though she looks a little surprised, that was a good one. Congratulations.
with number 52, Maria Sol Antonini from Italy. Was 29th yesterday.
Over 2 seconds on the first intermediate. Nothing more to lose for her if she wants to go to top 30 after first run. Yesterday being out of top 30 first run, but then strong second run she slipped in and scored 2 points. Now going into the finish. Just okay, but not enough for top 30. 33rd position, so work to be done in the second run. She wants once again.
Number 53, Kästle Evropský from the United States. Had a really good run or race yesterday, was 20th. Nice intermediate time, 1.42.
Kästle Evropský still pretty good intermediate times, 2:05. If she can bring this to the finish, would be really safe in top 30. What is then the result? Yeah, from the third position, 2.52 of a second. Currently in the 30th spot is Elena Lip with 2:87. That is the goal for the girls now, the maximum time difference from the leader to get into top 30.
Anjen Thoresen from Norway, BIP 54, is on the course. Pretty solid intermediate time.
Yeah, we see really, although there are little ruts, still the course is in such a shape that results around 20th position are easily possible with good run. And in Thoresen trying to do one of these runs. Intermediate time was okay. Here she comes to the finish and no, so the fourth position, maybe on the last pitch. Some smaller mistakes cost her too much time and currently in 34th position.
BIP 55, Nadine Hundegar from Austria is unfortunately out.
Not a long first run for Austrian girl with BIP 55, Hundegar. Yeah, right after the first hairpin, 8 gates, and that was it.
BIP 56 is on the start. Bea Sylvester Davik from Norway as well.
We see these girls with higher bips struggling a little bit more. Difference in the level of ski technique from the top 15 or top 30. Some work to be done in training, of course. Not an easy hill and not an easy course setting today, as we have heard also from our guests here in Kästle Evropský. Lapania was talking about it. There are no easy hills on the European Cup circuit.
Little mistake, but she managed to stay on the course nicely. 28th, 2 seconds, 0.7.
Can hope to stay in the top 30. Alina Lip now outside. Aitum Bilar is onto the 30th.
Anja Plotnik from Slovenia, BIP 57, is on the course.
Plotnik, rather careful in the steep section. Now she would need to push a little more in the flat. And no. This is not Plotnik, this is already Chiara Derks. In between 57, Anja Oplotnik, fortunately out of the race, and Chiara Derks also out.
BIP 59, Ilona Harpotel from France is in the start.
French woman in the steep, trying to be a nice and early line, not so smooth. Skis skipping out a little bit out of the turn. Delayed gate gave her some space to come back on the line and to create some speed for the flat. And also Ilona Charbotel goes out of the race today. Yeah, this was the rhythm change in the flat. Madeleine Beck from Liechtenstein, number 60 on course. Just 1 point for her from yesterday's race. Finished 30th at the second run.
And she's out as well.
Now more and more girls skiing out of this first run. This was on the last pitch before the finish. With a run time of more than 50 seconds, it's really difficult also for the fitness of the girls.
Whip 61 from Great Britain, Molly Butler, is on the course. Only 18 years old. Oh, a little late, but she managed to stay on the course.
Yeah, she tries to bring the outside ski in a good angle, but stays a little too long on her edges. So every turn takes a little bit too much time. In the flat, here is a stronger section. Here she can maybe make some time back. Now it's already over 4 seconds on the second intermediate time. And Molly Butler finishes the first run in 44th position. Also, Molly Butler is a little tired and not very happy with her first run.
Whip 62, Aniela Sawicka from Poland is on the course. She finished 33rd yesterday.
33rd yesterday, not a bad result for her first start
Good intermediate
ever
time.
in European Cup. So today, no, also her goes out in the flat. And the rhythm change really prepares some problems for these girls. Yeah, shorter distance between the gates, and after being a little late, she didn't manage to reach the next one.
Whip 63, Stacy Tripodi from France is on the course. She DNF'd. Yesterday is her second start in the European Cup.
nice skiing in the steep, trying to keep upper body forward. Good position on her skis. Two seconds on first intermediate. Last few difficulties in this course for Stessi Tripodi, last hairpin. Again, another girl in the finish, and 42nd position, 4.33. So Kathleen Dealer from Italy still holding on to the 30th spot with 2.84 behind the leader.
Whip 64, Alice Somerova is on the course.
Keep fingers crossed for this Czech girl, and she's out. She's out already after a few gates for the first hairpin. So, like yesterday, Alice Somerova goes out. Yesterday it was in the second run, today 2 gates in the first run.
Olivia Housen from Great Britain, whip 65 is on the course.
A little more distance to the gates, a little wider line. Not so short pressure to the ski. On the steep, 2.60 behind on the first intermediate time. Now in the flat part, she can ski nice and clean, prepare for the last pitch. Now make some space above the gate, trying to be high and early in the line, and that is the end for young British. Also, she doesn't finish today's first run.
Whip 66, Hilma Lovblom from Sweden, 24 years old. Did not finish yesterday.
You remember her from yesterday's first run, where she was really strong, coming all the way to top 30 with this high starting dip. So let's look at her closely, how she skis today, if she can be as fast as yesterday.
She's a little late.
Struggling with the line before the flat. Hopefully she can still get some nice speed into this. You see, she's really good in the technique, the slalom skiing. Another turny gates ahead of her, but in second intermediate time still showing some good chances for Hilma Löfblom, and going into the finish. And yes, she confirms 23rd position with bib 66. Run for Swedish woman. Once again, big compliments to the organizer, because the course is in really good condition. Celine Somerova, the next Czech racer on course. 2 seconds on the first intermediate time now. Some nice speed, clean skiing on the flat. Pressing the skis into the snow smoothly and nice. A little late and little sitting on the behind the skis on the last pitch, entering the final section. Celine Somerova was not able to finish his first run. So 2 other Czech girls to start.
68, Klára Kašpariková.
She finished 36th yesterday. Now also being back in the first gates, that is really difficult now to pick up the rhythm back, and no, that is really hard job after a mistake in the first few gates to come back to the rhythm, to find the concentration and focus. Really really hard for Klára, and fortunately also Klára Gašparíková is out of the first run. Fingers crossed for Linda Trejbalová. This first section, this first few gates, she needs to find good rhythm in this hairpin. Then in the steep, things might get a little easier for her. Linda straddled in the steep, straddled in the hairpin, and quite a hard crash then, hitting the next gate. Hopefully she didn't hurt herself. Straddled in the second of this hairpin of the double gate and then crashed hard in the following red gate.
And
Broken
unfortunately broke her pole.
Yeah. Looks like she's okay. Broken pole, the only damage from this really not nicely looking crash. Three more girls to go in the first run. Three young girls from Team Slovakia.
Bib 70, Katarína Šrobová,
Finished yesterday in 38th position. Gathering experiences. First ever European Cup start yesterday. All the girls from this Slovakian team staying here in Špindlerův Mlýn for the whole week. Also for the coming FIS races on Thursday and Friday. Still more on the level of FIS races, trying to make better their FIS points, trying to improve on their world ranking. Katarína Šrobová finishes the first run in 47th position.
two more girls to go. 71, Karolina Fračkoviak, 20 years old. Also her second start in the European Cup and is unfortunately out.
Yesterday she finished 39th. Today she's out in the first run. Last one to go, with number 72.
Veronika Šrobová. Pardon. Struggling a bit on the top.
Didn't finish yesterday in the first run, so we hope she can manage the course. And this was a straddle. This was actually a straddle in the steep. So, like yesterday, Veronika is not coming to the finish of the first run. So that was it for the first run here in Špindlerův Mlýn, day 2 of European Cup races. Marion Chevrier, the winner of yesterday, again in the lead, just 200ths of a second ahead of Marta Rossetti, with Aline Höppli in third by 1700ths of a second. Lila Lapagna in fourth, Reich in fifth position, Kästle Evropská from Czechia sixth, Roni Reme, Eliane Kristen, Francesca Caroli, all up to ninth position with less than 1 second behind the leader, and Selina Haller from Italy in 10th position. Louise Bell from Great Britain holding on to the 30th spot, so she will open up the second run. Second run starts at 12:30. See you later.
See you later.
Za volantem nového Audi A5 je každá cesta nezapomenutelná. První dojem jedinečný. A zážitky předčí všechna očekávání. To je Audi. Zcela nové Audi A5.
Kästle, fast as ever.
Skipasy do Špindlu získáš z pohodlí domova, bez front a za nejnižší možnou cenu jen na www.gopass.travel.
Precizní v každé zatáčce. To je Audi. Audi. Náskok díky technice.